Hello everybody, welcome to this tutorial, and today I will show you how to make a sidechain effect. Really simple, really effective, with one shortcut and one with the usual way how we will do it if you don't have any plugins at all. First of all, I want to show you what a sidechain effect sounds like and what you're going to use it for. In general, you will have your kick drum that plays 4 to the floor in an electro type of situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And to make that kick shine through, you have your main source of sound, which is usually your lead sound or your melodies. And you will have to duck the volume down a little bit in order for the kick to come through, which in general speaking, if you would do it by hand, it would look something like this. So on every kick that is displayed here, you will duck down the volume. And this you would do on every single kick. Which would sound something like that. You can do it this way, there's no wrong thing about it to do it this way. But it's not as versatile and you have to do it every single time and you have to copy and paste it, and it's really a pain in the butt. The easier way to do it is to use a plugin. By the way, you already heard what sidechaining sounds like. And the easier way is to use a plugin. I will use Kickstart by Nicky Romero, which is a really great plugin. And there you have different presets on how the sidechain envelope is. So for example, with the volume, we just had it like that, gradually turning up. But we can also have it like this, or we can have it like that, you know, or like that, which like completely would block the sound, which wouldn't make any sense. But for example, like the curves that I've shown you here, those are also these curves. And up top you have those 4 different modes: 1 bar, a quarter, a half, a quarter, and an eighth. So we have the 4 to the floor beat. Every single beat is a kick drum, and then you have it to the 1 quarter note. Yeah, basically it is the same thing. If we listen to it, as you can see, different presets do different things. Obviously, cuts half the sound out while the kick's playing and then brings it back up. And then you have this fading away, this kind of curve, which is there for that it doesn't make a clicky sound, which is really important. So this plugin is really great, and you can play with the dry and wet here to, listen how much sidechain, how much you want to duck the sound, and just listen to it. Okay, so basically now you know what sidechaining does. It basically ducks down the track where you have the sidechain on in order for the kick to shine for other elements. For example, now we have the 4 to the floor beat, so it's like literally every single beat, it ducks it down. And what if we have a kick drum that's not in the 4 to the 4 pattern? And this is where we use the compressor, which you can also use for this one. But for example, if you don't have any plugins at all, you just go to the audio effects. Under dynamics, you will find the compressor, pull in the compressor, and you have the compressor tab over here. I usually like to run my compressor in this visual graphic, and you just expand it on this little triangular thing, and you already see sidechain. You click on sidechain and now you activated the sidechain, but now you need an input source for the compressor to know what it has to duck down. So for example, this time we want to have our kick, which is this channel, as the input source for our sidechain compressor. So every single time this sound plays, for example this, it will duck down the volume of this track where the sidechain compressor is on. You only have to pull down the threshold, and now you can hear it. So basically, if we don't have a regular 4 to the floor kick pattern, we can go up here, make a MIDI track, put a ghost kick in there. So what we essentially do is mute this whole track, put a kick in there, get into the MIDI clip. Now we have a 4 to the floor beat, which is the regular one that we had before. Or we can have an irregular beat with an irregular kick like this. And it would sound like this, the kick pattern. Dum, 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 dum. This would be an irregular kick pattern. And what we will do is go into our sidechain, pull up the input and use ghost kick. And now he will use the sound that's coming from here. And you can already hear the ducking only happens when this kick plays, and it's not as with the Kickstart plugin that you only have every single beat for to the floor. So you only have the ones playing where we have this irregular kick pattern over here. Yeah, in conjunction sounds something like that. You can really hear the kick coming through. And now we have the difference between sidechaining and not sidechaining. You can definitely hear the kick shine through. So now you use how to use sidechain with Kickstarter, which is a really nice plugin that I really can recommend. You also know how to use it with a compressor, and you also know how to use sidechain with a ghost kick. This is the most important thing that you need to know about sidechain. And now I just constructed a small little beat where we will use Kickstart on it to show you in a real life situation where you would use sidechain, because you have the kick playing here, using it with the bass, have a little bonk, and now you have the lead as well. And with this lead we want sidechain to get the kick shining through. This is how I would use Kickstart or the compressor or any sidechain for that matter in a real track, putting it on the lead. Also what you can do is to be sure, as we already have like an off bass, that we put the sub bass chain on here, so it's literally only playing when the kick is not playing anymore. Sounds a little bit something like that. In this case it doesn't make a difference, because as you can see on this portion here the sound comes in, which is like this portion, and this is completely silent, and we're not having a bass playing here, so it literally just only plays this. But this way we make sure that when the kick plays there's literally only the bass playing. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had some knowledge gained out of this video. I hope I see you in the next one.